a lot of times people come to me and they're like, well, I'm just starting. I don't think I'm in a place to scale. But the definition of scale on a very in a simple way is to increase the size, amount, or importance of something, usually an organization or process. And it also can mean to expand something or make it bigger. Another version of this that I was reading about this weekend, just researching for all this, is that in business, it's when your income exceeds your expenses, right? So, what's the profit margin? So, whatever stage you're at, whatever, if you're in the beginning, if you're in the middle, if you're struggling, if you're really doing great, we always want our income to be higher than our expenses. So, we always want to be scaling. You always want to be increasing. So, again, I'll ask, are you ready to scale? And if so, put the word scale in the comments right now, okay? The truth, though, is that you must have foundations in place in order to effectively scale in business, right? Because when a business starts to grow, the complexity of operations increases and it can be difficult to manage without the necessary resources. I actually experienced this. I'd always heard like the painful growth, or like a problem is actually fast growth, and it can cripple and topple a company. Several years ago, when I was selling my Freedom Planner, we sold a few thousand. Well, it was like 1,000, but it was in a few weeks. And I also had not done the research. I was working with somebody at the time and didn't have information, had encouraged me to offer free shipping. And since the planner was only $30, we ended up, it was really interesting. We didn't really advertise that much, but we sold to over 17 countries. So why that's a problem is 2/3 of our sales of a $30 planner, it was costing us almost $30 to ship it, which put us like in the red to even get it going. So I really didn't profit much over 1,000 sales. However, it was cool because a lot of people hired me the next 2-3 years because of that planner. But it's so important. If I had consulted with somebody, if somebody had trained me, I would have made way more money and I would have saved a lot of money. So sometimes in the beginning, we say, I don't think I can have the money. But if you can get a loan, if you can get a credit card, if you can get financing, use your personal credit, even refinance your house, sell some stocks, you will make so much more money. And it's about believing in yourself and your business. This is your one life to live, right? So personal lessons over and over again. Now, let's put the why behind your business and scaling goals. I would love to ask you the question that, what would you like to do with all this extra money that you want to be making in your business? For me, I really am passionate about my family and about travel and impacting the world at a global scale. And that starts with myself, family, community, and outward, right? And it's okay to have fun things. So what I've seen, the difference between my clients who maybe struggle to make an extra couple thousand and those who just go for the 7 figures in months, is that they have a really strong why to why they're doing it. And they also really believe in themselves enough to be like, I'll figure it out, right? So they know their why. They know their business and who they serve, and they know their goals. And that's right here in the workbook. This is page 4. Okay, so before we even dive into this today, because this is a 3-day journey, I want you to know what and who you're fighting for. What is this all for? I've been able to travel and record music and do business and funnels all around the globe the last several years, the last decade, really. London, I've lived in California and I travel there often. My family is there. Portugal, New York, Paris, Nashville. I actually got these almost front row seats because my friend was right behind Garth Brooks right there. Just a year ago in Nashville, I was there for a music project with him, and then he was on stage with them. And this all happened because of the way I market, the way I connect and network on social media, which I'm going to be training you on this week. Tomorrow, we're going to dive more into that kind of social media networking and sales. Okay, so one is, if you don't have this playbook, get a piece of paper out, or if you want the playbook, put VIP in the comments and Jessica or me will come back through and we'll help you out with that. So number one, though, again, you can put in a piece of paper. What is your big financial business goal? Okay, and why is that number your goal? Okay, so just kind of go through this really quickly. Like, we're just going to breeze through it. This is kind of those action steps to do later, but I still think it's good to go through things together to make this time, especially at the beginning of a year. So then I want you to ask yourself, and you can put this in the comments as well if you want to just engage in the comments and do this later. What will change in your life when you hit that goal? Put that in the comments even. What will change in your life when you hit that goal? Let's say you want to make 10K a month. Okay, well, all your bills are paid. Well, what else? Do you get to go shop at Lululemon? Do you get to get that monthly facial or weekly massage? Do you get to fill in the blank? My husband loves guns. And there's this cool store. What is the name of it right now? He'd know. It's up like an hour from here. It's like a 3-story store, and like one of the whole floors, almost half of it is all these guns. And like we always talk about like the goals. Like I'm talking about guns on here. There's actually inside of this building is a Ferris wheel, which is funny because you see the Ferris wheel right here. This was in Paris, and I'd always actually wanted to go on this Ferris wheel. So all these pictures, just so you are aware, are pictures that I took. This was up when I was on the Ferris wheel. This was a view from the Ferris wheel as well. These are selfies, or I've hired pro photos when I've traveled of pro photographers as well. Or my son took this one of me and my daughter. So just so you know, my workbooks and everything that I pour into my business is absolutely with my thumbprint of me saying like I'm living my dream life because of my business. And of course I still have lots more goals and places I want to go, people I want to see, but I am doing it, and I am inviting you to do it with me, okay, to create your dream life funded by your dream business. That's kind of my new 2024 tagline. So where will you live? What will you wear? Put it in the comments. Where will you live? What will you wear? Maybe you live where you're at now, or maybe it's a different house where you live now. Maybe it's a different country. I'm very curious to actually spend one of my goals when my husband retires from the military, because this business, I can go anywhere, is like essentially a month in different Airbnbs around the globe. So yeah, I'd love to see your goals if you want to put them in the comments. I'll just double check that you guys are commenting that this is working. I kind of want to like see what you're saying over here in the comments. Let me go see it really quick. Let's go back here. Let's go see. Switch. I'm not able to see it, so I'll need Jessica to let me know if there's some questions. I'll go back through before we close today and make sure that I answer questions, or come back tomorrow and I will have taken care of that. Now, where will you travel? So put some of your favorite places you want to travel to in the comments. We really, as a family, want to go to Japan this year. Myself, we're actually at the military base this morning talking about, because I guess you can take military planes in the military, you as a family even, and you can even put what's the things that you sleep in that you hang like a cot. The word is escaping me. And you can actually put that on a military plane if you're like on a long flight. So now that's like going on my dream list because I think that sounds so adventurous. And then ask yourself, why is this financial goal so important to you? And again, if you're not into traveling, then put the other things here. Put like, okay, I want to buy this house. I want to redo this. I want to help my local homeless shelter. One of my clients, she was really passionate about human trafficking, and they actually had a horse ranch they contributed to that helped some of their local people overcoming that. So it's incredible what you can do when you're making the money, right? And money just gives you choices and it gives you power. So now, why is this financial goal so important to you? And look, be selfish. I don't know what this whole thing is about. Oh, I want to give it all away. No, like then you will. But if you're like, I want to do these very specific things for myself, for my children, for my community, for my parents, whoever it is, make it clear, because money loves a goal. Okay. So yes, we are going to talk about the foundations, but if you don't have a money foundation and a money goal, it's impossible to hit it, right? It's impossible to hit something you don't aim for, as they say. And then the other thing I want you to ask yourself right now is, where will you be this time next year, next January, if something doesn't change in your life and business? So where will you be? Where were you last January? And did you do the things you said you were going to do this last year? This is a very important time of year to really look at these things. And are you willing to keep treading water, or are you ready to live your dream life now? In life, in nature, anything, whether it's an animal or a plant, is always growing or dying. And it's the same for us. Like really treading water is exhausting. That's a thing Navy SEALs have to do. It's actually an extremely hard workout. They have to like hold up, I think, their pack, and they have to tread water for quite a long time. And that's what it can feel like. Am I right? Like, put in the comments if you've ever say treading water or water, if you've ever felt like you're just treading water and you're trying to make progress, but it's not been going so well. So today I want to give you some next steps on that. Okay. So let's do it. Press the number 3 in the comments and say, yes, I'm ready. If you're ready to get the foundations and framework to scale today, let's do this. Okay. I actually took a bit of my paid program, my $5,000 program that I'm going to be telling you about later this week. And I took pieces of it for free or $97. That's it. Super affordable to show you these things. So when we talk about foundations and frameworks to scale, I want to talk to you about really looking at online marketing as a whole first, because there's a lot of misinformation. I want to help you categorize the difference between yourself and your brands, your paid offers, and your marketing and your email list. Okay. So if you want to put those four things, say you are the brand. So you can say I'm the brand, or if you have a brand, then email list, there's marketing, and then there's paid offers. And people get these things confused all the time. And it's actually extremely essential that you understand where each one is categorized. So I'm going to help you with that right now. Okay. So one is you are your brand. So this is the whole thing where it's your company name, or it's your name. I want you to picture if Drew Barrymore called you to be featured on her show. How would they introduce you? Would they introduce you as Miracle Mama who makes amazing vitamins? Like, this is where I see people make these Instagram usernames, or they're trying to be clever and maybe their name's taken, but no, they would introduce you by your name. You need to understand that your name is your brand. In fact, I'm getting my name's trademarked. So like my Tiana Star, my music name trademarked, but your name is your brand. Drew Barrymore Show, Oprah Winfrey, Tony Robbins. The list goes on and on, my friends. Now, things they sell are their paid offers. How we hear about them is marketing. And if I was going to mock this up a little bit, I would type some things over here. It's not just social media. Over here under marketing is things like TV, film, radio, advertising, right? That all goes under here. So does the website, and the blog is a little more attached to your brand. That's why I separated that. The other thing over here under marketing is your podcasts. So don't get that confused with a paid offer, and don't get it confused with your brand, and not to be confused with your email list. And everything needs to be pointing people to an email list, because that's how people learn about you. You build trust with them, and then we can actually scale this business. Okay. So you've got a free offer funnel, and we're going to really talk about this in depth on Wednesday. But the free offer funnel is what is going to help people sign up on your email list. And then you can also upsell them to a paid client, which would lead them here. And where they probably found out about you was social media, or a podcast, or maybe you were on TV or a radio show, but typically it's social media, right? It's a free way to market. It's fantastic, but it's not everything. I've actually been locked out of my Instagram account for 3 weeks at this point. It's on lockdown. I've been on daily messages with them, some phone calls. They're not even sure what's going on. And the truth is, unless you have millions of followers, a lot of times, like, you're not highest priority for them, even if that's a high converter for you, which it was for me. So I'm still trying to get it unlocked while also building that backup plan. But the thing is, I wasn't reliant on that one stream of audience. That's an audience thing of marketing, because I have an email list, and I also have Facebook, and I have my LinkedIn, and I have YouTube and all that. And so it's very important that you understand it's your brand, it's your name. And even if it's a company name, they'd say, this is Tiana Smith with the 7-Figure Club, or Tiana Smith is going to introduce her Freedom Planner. So items and programs, even if they have a brand name, like I have a Freedom Planner, I have a 7-Figure Club, I have a Automate to Dominate course, but that's not Tiana. So you need to know, I am the brand. Put it in the comments. I am the brand. I need to grow my email list. Put it in the comments. Like, this is where you got to ingrain it into your brain. And we do that through repetition and by saying things out loud, by typing them, so that you remember this better. Okay. I use social media for marketing and monetizing, and I have paid offers. So do you see the difference now? All of this is feeding this ecosystem online. Now let's talk a little bit about paid offers. So there's low ticket offers, there's mid-level programs, offers, high ticket programs. Offers are interchangeable. Online, we use that word a lot. If you know about, Alex Hormozy and his big book, 100 Million Offers, but it's just paid products. Before he ever came on the scene, some of these words are interchangeable. Things like free offer funnels connected to landing page funnels, but landing pages can sell anything. So I differentiate it. So let's come back to this. Low ticket items. That's things like a digital download. Maybe you're selling fonts. I've bought people's $20 Lightroom presets, right? printables, posters, info products, anything under $100. Okay. A low ticket course can even be that way, under $100. Canva templates, digital templates, presets for photos, printable sheet music, MP3s, audios, meditations, like anything you could kind of give away. Coupon codes would go here. Let's say you're an e-commerce store. So these are low ticket items that when somebody signs up on the email list, this is a pretty easy upsell. You're like, hey, by the way, before you go, for only $7, you can get that full download. Everyone seen that? Put upsell in the comments, UPSELL, if you've seen that before, like upsell in the comments, okay? And I am going to actually open up Facebook on this other page to just double check that I can see everything, because I really just want to make sure that I am live streaming and that this is all working. So yes, you are the brand, all that stuff, exactly. And so let me go double check it in the solopreneurs group. All right, let's do this. It is working over here. Okay. So when we're working through all these different things, you just need to keep in mind that there's also mid-level price points, right? So write down in the comments if you have a mid-level price point or if you have a high ticket. So this is really anything up to $1,000 to $2,000. So let's say you had a course, once again, it's something that's like a mid-level transformation. The person's still going to probably have to put in most of their time, but it's medium level accountability. Whereas high ticket one-to-one stuff is where you're doing done for you, or it's where it's like a VIP day or a weekend, something that's 2,500 to 10K or above. It can be recorded calls, tech support. You're getting that hands-on transformation. So that's kind of what I want you to start to think about, is this overall program. Okay, now let's look at the online space and let's get your checklist in check. All right, so put checklist in the comments. If you're ready for the checklist. Checklist. All right, let's do it. So what is the name of your company or the name of your brand? So essentially, we're going to break down what this was and we're going to come through the checklist and we're just going to make this happen. Okay, so write your name or your company name below. Now, what pieces of the online space do you currently have in place? You're going to check all that apply, okay? And luxury branding, meaning there's consistent fonts, colors, logo. It makes you proud to look at it, okay? And it's all consistent. If somebody searched your name, your brand name online, anywhere they find you, it is the same pattern. It's the same fonts, colors. You got it going on. Good job. Okay, do you have a website? And I really only check this if it's done. Don't be like, I made a page. It's kind of, no, like actually put that in the notes then, social media, and which one? So list out the ones you are using. And what I would recommend is put the ones you use primarily. Okay. Free offer funnel. So a free offer funnel is where you are taking somebody from, like, they're putting in their name and email and you're getting the email automation. So these two would go together if you have that. So do you have email automation? Do you have it if somebody puts their name and email in on your website or on the funnel, then they're also getting the follow-up sequence? Have you completed a course to sell? Do you have an automated calendar system? And does it also have an automated payment? So like, let's say that somebody wants to book an hour with you. Can you just send them a calendar and you're automating these payments? I'm going to take a quick sip of water. Do you have a qualification form for new clients? Do you have an automated qualification funnel to qualify potential new clients? Do you have an invoicing system in place? Do you have a sales funnel, an automated funnel to sell your course, your product, your service? Do you have an online store selling digital products? Do you have testimonials and case studies of clients you've worked with? And do you have an Amazon affiliate? If I'm taking on a new client, and another thing I would add to that would be professional photos. So I need to add that to that checklist. And the reason being, if I was working with someone and they wanted to have me do their website, their branding, their social media branding, as well as like any of these automations, like those are the pieces we put in place. I would say, do you sell products? Do you have photos? Have you done your Amazon affiliates? Do you have any testimonials? Right? So these are things that, like, this is what I personally use. Like, I have a whole Google document myself where we have to put all this together and keep it all organized as things go. So this is a real checklist. And this is part of like what I'm breaking down is that it's just not always as simple as a lot of the deceptive marketing says. Like, this is a real business, and it's actually a system and a process. The same way, like, I'm right by this new building, and a lot of these new businesses are coming in here. And one of them is a music studio. And I went in there, and like a lot of the stuff isn't unpacked yet. And it looks awesome. It's super cool. I'm going to definitely check it out. And why I share that though is like, look, they have to get their inventory right. They have to get their storefront rent, their lease. Like when I moved in here, I had to pay for 3 months up front. I have to get a lease. We had to get stuff done up there. I had to go file it with the city. I had to have somebody come down and inspect everything. Like if I was going to make you a checklist for that, but like, so don't listen when people say online, like, oh, you just need these 2 things and you're up. No, that's a lie. If you're going to actually scale, to grow, for your income to exceed your expenses, as we talked about, you need these pieces in place. You don't need every piece to start making money. And let me give you an example. Like down there, their recording studio isn't set up yet, but the front part of their business is open for lessons and for selling things. So sometimes you've got like that. You've got like, okay, I've got this one online store, or I've got my Amazon affiliates up, and I've got my free offer up. We're going to continue building these things. Like they're going to continue unpacking in the back, and they're still open for business. But if you want to scale to 7 figures, these are pieces you're going to need in place. All right. Okay. So now put the number 4 in the comments as we have about a few minutes left to kind of wrap up to give you your next action steps. So the 4 systems you need in place to automate to dominate online is a luxury brand, is that free offer funnel, is the email list with automation and marketing, and a website. Now, these are the 4 first places. These are the pieces that we're going to go through all these underneath this. So I want to walk you through why. If you don't have luxury eye-catching like branding, and we're going to go in depth tomorrow on that because we're covering branding and social media marketing. And the reason being, tomorrow when I kind of do even some audits and break it down for you, you only get 2 seconds to get someone's attention. That's in person or online. Everybody put the number 2, right? 2 seconds, 2 seconds, 2 seconds. 1, 2. So it's not enough time to read all these things, like the text inundation on the messages, on the posts. Like there's a specific way you need to grab someone's attention so that they then want to learn more about your business. Okay. Then the free offer and funnel. This is the number 1 way to bring in qualified leads to lead them into a sale. It's your business asset, a list, and it's essential. Okay. And we're going to cover everything. When people sign up with my bigger program that's connected to this, I actually help them build out all these pieces. Okay. Then there's email automation and marketing. Email automation so that your leads stay warm, so that like beyond just the download, you're starting to educate them, you're starting to entertain them, you're bringing value so that they trust you, because people buy from who they trust. And that's still the case, and it always will be. And then another thing I love is a website, as well as the qualification quiz in the website, or a full other funnel for that. I combine them here to keep it simpler if you're on a budget when you're starting up, but you need both. Your website is your home base. Okay. It's how people learn about you. You need the logo, the branding needs to be there, but we need an about page. We need some testimonials. We need a contact page. We need a media page. If you're doing any media, if you've been featured on any podcast, and even if you haven't done it yet, you will. So having that capacity, having that page there so that you can do those things. Okay. So let's type softwares in the comments, and I'm going to lead you through my personal favorite softwares, what I use. And what I would love you to do is, if you are interested in Go High Level and ConvertKit, I have affiliate links for those. So even if you don't do anything else with me, I've got some awesome programs for that. But these are things that are included in the training we'll talk about the next couple days. Go High Level is what I personally use to build all my clients' websites, landing pages, checkout pages, webinar registration. We design it all and code it to look beautiful. And then I sell my templates, or my templates for my one-to-one clients. So you can actually get my templates in this program if you like. Right now I have a landing page that's converting at 50% to cold traffic, which is amazing. The industry standard, anything above 6%, is in the 1% of the entire world. Okay. So that means if 100 people saw it, 6 people opted in, that makes you in the top 1% of landing pages. 12% conversion puts you like everyone's like, what? So I'm at 50% of most of my landing pages or more. And so I have a way that I do have a proven way to help people opt in to landing pages, and it works over and over again for me and my clients. ConvertKit, I like. Go High Level, you can do email marketing. The reason that I still like ConvertKit better than Go High Level for email marketing is deliverability is better. The back end of it is much more easy to use. And the truth is, because you should be emailing your list at least 2 to 3 times a week, you want to be in something that's easy to look at. Their automations are great. It tracks more of the engagement. And you can also sell low ticket items on it within your emails. And it's an amazing amount, 29 a month, up to 1,200 leads. I have a bunch more leads than that, so I pay closer to 200 a month, but it just depends where you're at. When you're just starting out, these are amazing amounts of price points. So Canva's 13 a month. Stripe is free, but it takes fees if you're doing your accounting through that. I still recommend everybody set up QuickBooks. So let's look at my actual overview of what systems are really needed. So I believe in Go High Level. I know that there are some 97 a month. The reason I say 197 a month for Go High Levels with the one that I provide for people is I hook them up with a bunch more of the offerings of Go High Level as well as support. So that's why that price point's there. ConvertKit 29, Canva Pro 12.95, QuickBooks 29 a month, and Stripe will take fees unless you just go directly through QuickBooks. You're going to probably have to have a Stripe account anyway, though, because any automated course sale is usually set up through Stripe. So these are the ones you're going to usually just have to get set up. The monthly business budget for this is only $267.95 a month. Okay. Now, why this is amazing is the possibility of the income is up to 7 to 8 figures. So one course sale, let me break this down to even if you're like have lower goals than this, one course sale at $297 a month would pay for all these software. So even if you just have one sale a month as you're getting on your feet, you're like, you know what, can I make a course and sell it for 300? Of course you can. Of course you can. And the potential profit is hundreds of thousands to millions. I don't know what place you can rent for $300 a month. And so essentially, you are going to have to pay to get other things set up or figure it out yourself or take a course. But again, the amount for me to get into this office space, and if you bought, let's say, my course and got into my coaching program, then you actually have training how to make it. When you get into an office, they're not teaching you how to make the money or drive the people there. You still need marketing. You still need ad money. You still need all that. With online, the one thing is like you have to get in front of people's faces. You have to get this attention because you won't have any sales. You don't have a storefront or anything. So this is so important. So what we're going to talk about tomorrow is we're going to dive more into your business and what you sell and who you serve. And you actually can go through this a little bit if you get the VIP. But what I would say is get the action steps. Go through this part. Through part 2 is what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Okay. And that's the luxury branding and then the social media marketing and how that positions you with power. But what you need to get clear on is who you are, what are you calling yourself? What are you really going to focus on in 2024? Take this opportunity to restart or just create even more clarity, right? Create your power statement. We'll go over that. That's part of your homework. Who you are, who you serve, the result. So mine is, I'm Tiana Smith with TianaSmithCoaching.com. I help entrepreneurs and coaches scale their business online through Lux branding, done-for-you funnels, and cash injection coaching. I have even a shorter version, which is called I am Tiana Smith, and I help entrepreneurs scale to 7 figures through done-for-you funnels. That's essentially like the overview, but I do lots more than that, but sometimes you only have a minute. So you want to go through this whole playbook. If you've got the VIP, right, go through that. And then do the homework. And if you need to get the workbook, just put VIP in the comments. It's only available for the VIP upgrade for $97, which means you also get the replays to all this and my sold out course, which will have Canva templates for social media marketing and all of that. Or you can just rewatch the video. You can take notes and put it on a piece of paper. But yes, if you want the workbook and you want the replays and you want all the bonuses, and I'm doing that because it's actually a portion of my $5,000 course, and I'm giving you most of the playbook for only $97. I just want to really help people, but really I do want to match with people who want to live your dreams, right? It's this way. I'm like the weather lady. Live your dreams. And how you live your dreams as a business owner is you need to make more money in your business, but you need to automate as much as possible because we don't want to be like running around with a chicken with our head cut off. So what I want to talk to you about for a moment is why these systems work. Would you guys like to hear why they work? Like my personal story around this? And also I'm here to take questions now. So put any questions you have over in the comments. And then if you are a VIP, I'm going to have a private thread for your VIP only. And you can actually ask me questions via a Facebook chat. We're starting this afternoon, and that's going to be super fun. Okay. So you get a little taste of what I'm going to be selling. Let's be honest really quick. You guys know I'm doing this for free because I want to help all of you. But the truth is, I'm looking for individuals who are truly committed to scaling to 6 and 7 figures. My goal this year is to take 10 people to 7 figures and 100 people to 6 figures. So whether you're on either of those pathways, my systems have been proven to do that over and over and over again for my clients. I've been in business for 20 years. Now, what happened was my first like 10, 12 years of business. Let me talk about automation and true stories, right? And I just didn't think it was that possible to make that much money. I thought I'd have to get a record deal. So I'm a professional singer-songwriter also, to give you a little history. And I thought I would just have to like get a record deal, and then I could buy myself a piano finally and do the things I dreamed. Well, you know, I pursued my music since I was 11 years old. 16, I started getting paid. I went to Berklee College of Music. I was paid to be a studio singer and a producer, but it never made the millions. I never even made 6 figures with it. And finally, I was like, you know what? You know what? Somebody's got to make this money, and it might as well be me. And so I stopped waiting for somebody else to give me that money or to like pick me. And that's a really important lesson I want to share with you. Put it in the comments. Stop waiting for somebody else to pick you. Pick yourself. Pick yourself. Something that's on my vision board that I keep it like year after year is she needed an investor, so she became one. So what I'm really wanting to teach you here and to expand the horizon is to choose yourself, is to pick yourself, is to become your own investor. And how I've been able to do that has been to grow my business. So when I graduated and I had gone through and I was pregnant with my daughter when I got my master's degree. I finished my master's degree in marketing, and 1 week before I finished it, I had scheduled a C-section because I had some troubles. So I had this newborn baby, and I had a 3-year-old, and I was still studying even after I got my master's degree, even with these little kids, because we didn't have much money. And I was like, I have to figure this out. So this music career, I never made the $1 million. I'm still pursuing it. I still want to drive down. I'd gotten some deals, but I was 4 hours north of Los Angeles, and I was trying to figure out how am I going to fund my dreams, living my dream life? How am I going to take these kids out to do fun things? How am I going to get a Starbucks coffee? Because I don't want to just make homemade coffee. I want to get out of this house with these kids. Does anybody relate to this? Like this was my reality. And so I learned about somebody called Amy Porterfield. If you're not aware, I took a course of her about webinars that convert. And again, I'd already had my master's degree. I'd already started my company. I was already making money for others, but I didn't want to just do one-to-one because I had these little kids and I was exhausted. And I was like, how can I make money while I sleep? How can I scale my business? This was all these years ago. A decade ago at this point. And I took this webinars that convert. I followed it step by step by step. I did all the funnel work myself. I stayed up when the kids were asleep or when they were napping. Sometimes I napped too. And I launched a funnel, and 2 days later, I did the webinar. I did the replay. I went to bed. And the next morning, I had $1,200 in my business bank account. And for somebody who used to work hours and hours and hours to make $2,000 and went to work and took all these hourly pays and was like out of the house, like almost full-time hours for $2,000, $1,200 overnight to 3 people I'd never met in my life changed my life. So when I say yes, the 7-figure club, when I say even the 6-figure club, but please know that $1,200 changed my life. And I was forever grateful. And I was like, I have to figure this out. And this is what I'm teaching you. This is actually why I'm teaching this part for free. Because if there's somebody out there, but the difference with me is I started investing in myself. I was already invested in myself because I know it does take money to make money. And as long as I can make more money than I'm spending, that's scaling, remember? Then I'd be fine. So I would always be like, okay, I'm going to spend $2,000 on this course, and then I'm going to try and make $4,000 in 30 days. And guess what? Every time I've done that, I've made it within 2 weeks to 4 weeks. I've doubled, tripled, or quadrupled my investment in a coach, in a course, and whatever, because I made that goal and I've done it every single time. And I can show you how too. So I'm going to give you a heads up. Number one, I'm going to tell you more of that story and how that worked. My program is usually $5,000, my Automate to Dominate course. And it also, part of that is because it includes 8 weeks into the 7-figure club, because I believe that everything needs live support. Put support in the comments if you also like coaching, if you like asking questions, if you like tech support, and you're like, I don't want to do this alone. Like, this solopreneurness is pretty much lonely anyway. I really want good people who know what they're doing, encouragement, tech support, all that. Okay. So that program is $2,500 a month or $20K painful for the year. So what I've done is I've put together this program, and now this week only, and I'm just giving you the heads up because I'm doing this for 3 days instead of 5 days this week. I'm giving a $3,000 scholarship to anyone who goes through the Scale Your Biz Bootcamp every day this week. Like, you have to show up and you have to comment and you have to do the checklist. Okay. And if you do those 3 things each day, you get a $3,000 scholarship. So it's taking it down from $5,000 to $2,000. And there is a 3-pay, but I'm not offering more than a 3-pay anymore. It's either $800 for 3 months or $2,000 pay in full. So I'm giving you that heads up so that if you need to sell something, if you need cash out when it comes Wednesday and it comes deadline day, you're not like, oh, I didn't know. Yes, you know. So get your $2,000 together, because I'm going to show you how to blow your mind. Now, with that automation, this is still one of my best funnels, and I'll give it to you right now. It's having a free offer, and then it's having a webinar workshop that really gives people value. And then it gives them a course, even if it's just a mini course, that they can buy, and you're going to guide them through the process. The other thing you could sell is you could sell 4 one-to-one coaching calls. You could sell 4 group coaching calls. It depends on your price point. But the point is, you can make that $1,200. You make your $2,000 by next week if you follow my systems. And I'm sharing that because I've done it so many times now that I know how to help others do it. And that's very exciting. You don't need to stay stuck. You don't need to feel like everything's constraining and that you just never have enough to get by. And I relate with that because I was that. But the difference is, for me, is that I made what I needed to make to pay what I needed to pay so I could scale my business. And I want to show you how to do that this week. So here's the wrap up before we go. Okay. So I'm going to share my screen, show you one more time what we're going to do. This is the Scale Your Biz playbook. Okay. So it has everything you need, even beyond what we're doing. What you're also going to get in buying this program is you're going to get, well, this is just the VIP. It's not buying the program. You also get the replays to all this in my sold out course and some other goodies. And so anyway, just let us know, put VIP in the comments if you want the playbook. But if not, rewatch this, write down the questions, get your homework done, and we're going to rock together. So I'm so glad to be here today. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Definitely come back, because tomorrow we're going to be talking about Lux branding and social media marketing, and how you really turn those likes and comments into sales. Put sales in the comments if you want to come back and hear this. Like, this is the proven way that over and over again, when cash has been tight, listen, I wish I could tell you that it's just like, I made these millions and somebody gave me money. That wasn't my life. So if, like me, you still are figuring out how to get by, but you want to do it with fun, and you want to do it with flow, and you want to do it with true value and authenticity, I have a proven way. I have an organic approach, meaning you don't have to pay for ads. But then the cool thing is about learning about the funnels, which we'll talk about on Wednesday. Once you get those funnels dialed in, you absolutely can scale, because we're going to need advertising. And I'm going to keep talking to you each day about everything. And so, the one thing is, and I see like a comment over here, I'm telling you, then you got to figure out how to make some cash, because I know I'm sorry, one, that you lost your job. That's so difficult. So that's why I'm here free, right? There are always going to be people, and there's seasons in all our lives where we need help. And then there's seasons where we can give help. And sometimes we're in both at the same time, because sometimes the help isn't financial. Somebody needs your time or your ear or your knowledge. And then my thing is, I'm in a season of scaling my business. So you can take this part for free, or you can go sell something out of your house or your garage, make $100, get the VIP track, and get your foot in the door, because anybody can sell something in their house for $100. I'm going to tell you right now, go on Facebook Marketplace. I just want to encourage people not to be in a victim mode. I want to encourage you that yes, bad things happen, but it's happening for your good. And I would love everyone to come on here and say that it's happening for my good. It's happening for my good. And so let's get started. Let's go do those action steps. Thank you for liking and commenting. I'm going to be here. This part is totally free. You can take notes. You can ask the questions. Yes, we are here for you. And I will see you tomorrow. And if you come in, let me know if you came in live today or if you're in the replay. I have a lot of Australian clients as well. So they watch on a different time zone, and even in Europe and Africa. I've had clients from all those different countries and continents. And so put in there if you're live or replay so we can kind of track that, stay engaged, invite any more of your entrepreneur friends or coaches or consultants. And you also can win some prizes because we actually can track who's inviting people, who's commenting, and we do have some prizes we're going to start to announce. So we're here to give back. We're here to love on you. But also remember, I'm in business to make money just like you. So if you find value in this and you're learning things, just keep in mind the prices I talked about, and just know we have some lower things as well if you need the lower price goods. So have a great day. I will see you later.